sheepsheads, mangrove snappers, needlefish, Jack Purnell snook, and lately even some gar. Now, what makes it possible for some saltwater fish like snook and mullet to survive in this freshwater? No, it's not brackish. This is all freshwater. They're using a biological condition in their body called gyrohaling, which changes the salinities in their bodies. They can survive in this freshwater on the Weeki Wachee River. You'll see a fish jumping out of the water from time to time, known as the gray mullet. And the reason why it does this to either run from predators, to irrigate their gills, or just well for the sake of jumping. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at these group of pine trees, oh look, there you go. There's a gray mulletfish jumping right there. If you look at these, oh, there's two right there. Will it be a third jump? That fish right there. Nope, he's done. Alright, so if you look at these group of pine trees right here in front of us, everyone, always look at that furthest tree to the left in that group of pine trees up to the top and towards the back. That big massive nest, that big brown ball, is the nest of the American bald eagle. Again, it's these group of pine trees, furthest tree to the left, up to the top and towards the back there. There's a male up there named George who comes in at 30 inches tall with a 6-foot wingspan with 8 to 10 pounds. And his mate Martha is 30% larger at 37 inches tall with an 8-foot wingspan with 17 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an osprey right up here in this dead tree up here. Again, this is called the osprey. He is a bird of prey.
There he is. There he goes.
And that was the osprey. Now, they're one of the many birds you see along here in the Weeki Wachee River from Meningas, cormorants, and ospreys, blue herons, pied-billed grebes, ibis limpkins, ratio hawks, and of course American bald eagles as well. Now, when you come down here in the Weeki Wachee River, you may see some river otters, and definitely see many species of turtles, from soft-shell turtles, red belly and yellow belly sided turtles, the peninsula cooter, and the alligator snapping turtle. Ladies and gentlemen, on our left side here, this blackbird is holding his wings out here. It's called the anhinga. It's also known as the snake bird. Its long neck, when it's swimming in the water, it pops a head above water. It looks like a snake on top. The other nickname for him is called the water turkey because when his tail fin is open up underneath the water. He's holding his wings out like that because he has no oil glands in his feathers. When they come out of the water, they must be completely dry before they can fly again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of alligators, they are here in the Weeki Wachee River. However, though they are pretty rare, we only get about 4 or 5 a year and never had one incident involving a gassing alligator. Now, usually the best time to see a manatee would be when the highs are up in the 40s and the 50s. But last weekend, we were actually treated to some appearances by manatees. So that was pretty cool. Now, there's a very good chance that during the winter, about December to February, that you could be watching a mermaid show, and then all of a sudden a manatee will swim into the show while one's going on. It does happen. On our left side, this big birdhouse up in this tree, this is where the wood duck lives. The wood duck will fly in and out at 20 to 25 miles per hour. Our old wood duck houses were falling apart on us, so the Girl Scout Troops 317, who local to the area, made brand new ones for us, and they're made out of cheetah pine. So back in 1911, there was a town here in the area called Centralia that used to harvest the bald cypress trees around here, making all different types of home furniture. However, though, they discovered that the bald cypress only grows to be 1 foot in diameter every 100 years. Pretty slow. So now it is prohibited by law and protected by the state of Florida from doing so today or any Florida native tree here in the state of Florida. On our left side is one of the oldest bald cypress trees here on the Weeki today, roughly about 350 years old. And these giant-like stumps are sticking up out of the water are the tree support system called cypress knees. Now during the winter they lose all the leaves and pines, but they come springtime they bloom back, and then summer they look fully alive once again. On our right, all this gray stuff hanging from tree branches, that's an air breather called Spanish moss. Now any blue-green algae that you may see floating on top of the river or down below is called lingmia, which is also known as black sunlight and is known to smell the eelgrass. Weeki Wachee River is also known as the riparian zone that means where the land meets the water. You know, on both sides of the shore, you can see these really tall big blades of grass that are standing up out of the water. That's called sawgrass, and then the razor is sharp. Never grab a paw into that because that will cut right down to your bone. So to avoid that painful experience, do not do that. Yes, this sawgrass right here on the right, and here's somewhere on the left side now as well. Attention, kayakers up ahead. If you could please paddle through right there at that bend. This boat will be turning around right there at the bend, y'all. We just need, please keep paddling through for us. We do thank you. Now, there's a whole lot of snakes out here too, ladies and gentlemen, from banded water snakes, yellow rat snakes, and corn snake, which are also known as red rat snake. Those are not venomous types. But there are venomous ones as well, such as water moccasins, which are also known as the cottonmouth, eastern diamondback rattlesnake, coral snakes, and copperheads. This building up here in the hills is called the Spring Coast Environmental Education Center, and children of Hernando County school systems will come here to this satellite school on field trips to learn about the Florida environment. Over 7,000 students are passed through it each year, and in 6th grade they'll teach them to kayak down here in the Weeki Wachee River. Now they use this long slope on the side of the hill. This is a chain of pull system which the students use here at the Spring Coast to bring their kayaks up and down the hill. We're turning around, y'all. We're turning around. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we must turn the boat around because a few short feet ahead, the river does get too narrow and too shallow for us, and we don't want to run aground or get stuck in the mud. So we're turning the boat around right here. Now we're approximately right now 11.5 miles from the Gulf of Mexico, right where it leads out to.
It's only available for this county.
What's that?
The education stuff and the kayaking.
Yes.
So kids can't come from.
Yeah, it's a Hernando County based school. It's not any like Pasco or Citrus or Sumter or any of them. Just us here. They do have their own too in the other counties, I do believe.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I know over in Citrus County they have one at Homosassa Springs State Wildlife Park. And now for Pasco County, I wasn't sure what theirs would be.
All right, here we go, here we go. Now keep your eyes in the woods out here, ladies and gentlemen. You may see a deer out here. You may see a raccoon or a possum.
Thank you.
So, yeah, going across a big boat. You can see that.
Oh, fish jump. Fish jump.
Fish jumping.
There goes that great mollyfish.